Well, I first met Cesar in 1986. He was a pint-sized 7th grader who came up to me as the coach of the school tennis team and said that he wanted to try out for the varsity tennis team. Well, I looked at this young boy, a racket that he was carrying, which was about the same size as Cesar. Well, he not only made the team and the starting lineup, he went on to win 3 district champions and got a national ranking in tennis. 1986 was the last time I underestimated Cesar Conde.
I met him years ago when he was a White House fellow, and you could see that spark in him. A natural leader, but more importantly, he remembers where he came from and remembers to reach down and to help others.
I think very early on in his life, his parents instilled in him the importance of education and the fact that no matter where you come from or where you end up, that's the one thing they can never take away from you.
Today we have 1 in 5 individuals in this country are of Hispanic descent. Very soon that's going to be 1 in 4. The fastest growing population of our country is coming way short of the academic potential that they need to achieve. The fact that HSF focuses on the community that is going to be driving the growth of the United States for years, I would argue decades to come, this is the front line of what we have to deal with as a country.
Education is something that is here and it's now. And Cesar was really the principal architect behind a campaign that we have called SL Momento, which launched earlier this year. It's a multi-million-dollar campaign in partnership with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the National U.S. Department of Education.
We cannot have a future unless we leave no one behind. And that's particularly true of underrepresented minorities. For young Hispanics who drop out, there isn't much of a future. Anything we can do to support scholarships, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, the leading example, is a contribution to our economic future.
Our belief at Univision is that the academic or educational challenge that we face in this country today in the Hispanic community is not just a Hispanic issue, it's an American issue. And if we as a community don't come together to solve it, we are not going to be able to compete in a global economy.
I could definitely relate to this cause, not only because I'm Hispanic, but also because I was blessed enough to, to go to school with a scholarship, which otherwise I think would have been almost impossible to do.
In all of the proprietary research and studies that we have done at Univision on this issue and that we have studied, financial concerns or financial considerations are the biggest obstacle. And in many cases, it's relatively small numbers for some of us in this room.
Giving these students the chance to compete with the tools of education gives them more than a fighting chance of succeeding.
I believe these donations are in fact investments in our economic future, in our social future, in our political future. They are in fact the best kind of investments that we can make because they're investments in individuals, a message of hope. And say to young people, many of them from very difficult backgrounds, that you too have a future, that there's a place at the table for you.
Thank you to all of you that are here tonight. The challenge that we face in the Hispanic community of maximizing the young generation's academic potential is the biggest priority that we have. Thank you for your support today, but I challenge you on a personal level as well as on a professional level to please help us educate the future, not only of our community, but the future of this country. Thank you.